some videos I would like you to watch.
Yeah, I mean, I would go back a little further to the Garden of Gethsemane, where Jesus, it says, sweated blood. And I read that when I was a skeptic and thought, that just shows this is just fantasy land. This is just a literary device to suggest that he was under stress or something. And then I find there are like 70 cases in medical journals of this medical phenomenon called hematidrosis, which is when you're under extreme stress, your capillaries in your sweat glands break down and blood seeps in and you sweat, a combination of sweat and blood. And so there's actually a medical support for that description of Jesus sweating blood. But the other thing that happens with that medical phenomenon is that it makes your skin ever more sensitive. And so Jesus was set up for an incredibly painful next step, which was being flogged by the Roman soldiers.
Is it possible that the witchcraft narrative is just a way to explain the natural events that took place in your family? To me, I'm Christian. What you're saying makes perfect sense, and I don't bat an eyelash at it. For people who are secular or who don't believe in this stuff, which is a lot of people probably, they'll say, oh no, maybe her father was just depressed, and maybe she intuited and inferred that there were these other problems going on. And so when it happened, and after the fact, they imposed this witchcraft narrative on it. But that was all just a bunch of mumbo jumbo to explain perfectly ordinary social phenomena that were going on. Maybe you've heard that reaction before. If not, what would you say to that?
I have heard that before, but I always come back to the experience that we had when we were doing the ritual at the entrance. The demon came and the demon released a war over my house.
Now, what we have to remember is that demons and the devil cannot read our mind. God can.
Yeah.
But they can plant thoughts into our mind. They literally constantly shooting out thoughts into our mind. They cannot hear our mind. God can. But they can hear our words and see our actions. They observe us. They are familiar spirits observing us. So when I rebuke the thought with my mouth so they can hear, they flee. Right? They do.
Yeah.
If I don't, and I follow through on that thought, and it becomes a word or it becomes an action, where I start doing things that opens a door that compromises my covenant with God, the next level of attack starts.
Yeah. I'm inviting more.
Correct.
Yeah.